When do we use the past perfect? Here we'll know the grammatical structure, plus pronunciation. Contraction. A connection to time. Past perfect with past continuous. We're going to look at all of these, step by step. The grammatical structure. In the past perfect we must use pronoun, plus had, plus past participle, of any verb. Affirmative. I had eaten. Peter had eaten. Negative. I had not eaten. Peter had not eaten. Interrogative. Had you eaten? Had Peter eaten? Contracting. I'd eaten. You'd, we'd, they'd eaten. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, hadn't eaten. No contracting. Had you eaten? Had Peter eaten? It's done. Past perfect. There's no connection to the present. I was surprised that someone had already organized my desk for me. My desk was a mess when I last worked on it. I opened my fridge and saw that my wife had eaten a piece of my cake. There was a whole cake. In all these sentences, the action started in the past and finished in the past. The past perfect is always the first action, and it doesn't matter if the past simple comes first or not. Let's make a little comparison. Past simple. When I got home. My dog ate his food. My dog ate his food after I got home. Past perfect. When I got home. My dog had already eaten his food. My dog ate his food before I got home. Why do we have this past before the past? Always remember. The past perfect must be used with another action, it cannot be used alone. There are actually 3 common reasons. Past perfect. Number 1. Something happened up to another point in time. We're describing an action, or situation, up to another point in time. By the time Raphael was 8, he had already been to 6 countries. Until Fran met Raphael. She'd never been in love. Number 2. Explain the past, using an earlier past. We're explaining a past situation, using an earlier past.
I didn't want to watch the movie, because I had already seen it.
Carol didn't know what to do, because she hadn't received instructions from her boss. Number 3. To show surprise.
I woke up and saw that someone had drawn my nails.
By the time I arrived, my accountant had already had 3 espressos. We can use the past continuous with the past perfect. Helen was crying because someone had made fun of her clothes. Rachel was jumping, because she had gotten a new job. Raphael was crying, because his team had lost the game. They were sleeping, when a thief had broken their house. Let's take a look at a mini conversation.
The client wants a full refund.
Why?
You delivered the project 2 weeks late.
2 weeks late? But we had already agreed on that. He knew we needed more time.
As we can see, we had already agreed on that, is alone in the sentence. But, in the context of the conversation, there's a connection. Now, in the present, the client wants a refund. Before that, the project was delivered. We already agreed on something. Let's be more specific. After we'd eaten breakfast, we left for our trip. We'd eaten breakfast, before we left for our trip. We'd eaten breakfast, and then, we left for our trip. On the sentences above, after, before, and then, makes the sentence very clear. However, that's fine if we use the past simple. After we ate breakfast, we left for our trip. We ate breakfast, before we left for our trip. We ate breakfast, and then, we left for our trip.
My husband and I went to a fancy restaurant to celebrate our wedding anniversary. We had the main course and a dessert. We also ordered an appetizer.
In spoken English, they like to simplify things. Here, if we want to follow the rules, we must use, we had also ordered an appetizer, because, it came before the main course, right? When the sequence of events is very clear, we don't need the past perfect. If you go to a nice restaurant, the appetizer is always the first thing you have. So even though I said, we also ordered an appetizer, that's clear it came before the main course, before the dessert. Nobody orders an appetizer after dessert. I know the past perfect can seem confusing. Actually, it's very easy, it's the past before the other past. The past perfect is also used in reported speech, the third conditional, and wish. Direct speech. I left work early yesterday. Reported speech. Bill told me that he'd left work early yesterday. We use the past perfect to report a past simple. Third conditional. If I had checked my schedule more carefully, I wouldn't have missed the meeting. Hypothetical past. Wish. I wish I had apologized to Michael for saying what I said. We use wish, plus a past perfect, to speak about a past regret. That's it for now, guys. You've done a great job. See you next time.